I mean, you're sitting here telling me I'm not the father. I want to test, and I'm agreeing that you should get tested. All right? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So what actually happened is Mr. Thigpen got a DNA test done to confirm whether the child was his or not. The results came back negative, meaning he's not the father. But then another twist. The photo on the DNA report wasn't even his. Because of that, Miss Bernard, his wife, claimed that someone else must have gone for the test, which is why the results didn't match. And all of this is happening around child support and responsibilities after divorce. Mr. Thigpen is saying the child isn't his, while Miss Bernard is insisting it is and that the test was somehow manipulated. Now let's see what happens.
We are concerned about the validity of the test and requesting that the test occur under court supervision. If I could call Miss Bernard.
Yes.
Miss Bernard, can you please state your full name for the record?
Sierra Nicole Bernard.
Okay.
Now, for purposes of eliminating any future issues of paternity, I went ahead and ordered that Mr. Thigpen be allowed to take the DNA test. Okay? So we went ahead and gave it another bite at the apple and said, all right, we're going to make sure about whether or not you are the father or not. Okay, I understand.
Up to this point, there shouldn't be any issue. The judge has allowed Mr. Thigpen to take another DNA test. At the start, Miss Bernard had no issue with the DNA test because her claim was that someone else went for it, which is why the result came out negative. But as the hearing moves forward, you'll see her flip completely. She starts resisting another test and giving weak excuses. But you can't mislead the judge like that. He's experienced and sees right through it.
So at the time, I believe questions were asked of you as to whether or not there was any possibility, and I'm going to ask you again, at the time you got pregnant, were you with any other man during that time, a month after that time, or a month prior to that time?
No, sir.
Not, you know what I mean, sexual. And these are kind of embarrassing questions, so I'm just asking you, is there, in your opinion, is there any possibility that anyone else could be the biological father of this child?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're absolutely certain it can only be Xavier Thigpen?
Yes, sir.
Even after the judge asked her multiple times, she kept saying that the child is Mr. Thigpen's, and she also claimed that during that entire time, she wasn't involved with anyone else.
I understand, okay. And so you were frustrated last time, but agreed to, okay, let's get the DNA test, because I explained to you that if this was a stall tactic, that it doesn't matter because we can go way back on this child support issue. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, were you surprised when this current DNA test result came back and said he was not the father?
Well, I didn't know that it didn't say that until after she showed me the picture. Because she said the reason that she showed me the picture was because it didn't come back positive. And I said that that's not him. And so, like I said, I was very surprised that he would do that. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised given his status and things to that nature.
Okay. So, all right. So you're questioning the validity of the test.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I don't have any other questions. So what you're asking is for a test that you can confirm that Mr. Thigpen does actually submit to. That you're asking for what you believe you need a valid test. Period.
Yes.
Up to this point, everything made sense. She was asking for another DNA test, since the photo in the first report didn't match her husband. That's a valid point. In a case like this, a proper test should happen. But then the question is, why did she suddenly flip later in the hearing?
So, I'm ready to rule. Here we go. This is my ruling. I do find I have jurisdiction in this case. And I have admitted State's Exhibit 1, which is showing a negative test result, but the picture of someone other than Mr. Thigpen as the person that took the test. So therefore, if I'm going to rely on that DNA test, it has to be reliable. And it's not, because there's questions still about whether or not a proper DNA test was done or whether or not there was some type of a mix-up by the DNA test people, or whether or not some type of fraud was being committed. Okay? I don't know. So I know how I'm going to fix that. I'm going to order this case. I'm going to have this case reset for a date in person in Matagorda County. And at that reset date, I'm ordering the parties to both come and submit at that point in time in court to an in-person date to submit to DNA testing here in Matagorda County, where the court can supervise the paternity testing. So I'm ordering both parties to come to court on a specific date, submit to paternity testing here in Matagorda County. And that way, we're going to eliminate any funny business, any confusion. The court's going to supervise this testing and make sure that the testing is done here, where that way we see Mr. Thigpen shows up, Mr. Thigpen gets tested, and there's not going to be any mix-up because he's going to be the person that's going to be taking get the picture taken up, and it'll be his DNA that'll be taken, as well as yours again, Ms. Bernard. We're going to have a brand new test done here.
Any woman who truly knows who the father is would have no issue with this. The judge ordering another DNA test to clear everything up actually makes complete sense, and that's what makes this case interesting, because she's not going to like it. Earlier, she seemed very confident while pointing him out as the father, but now that confidence is about to disappear. Suddenly, there will be excuses, reasons why the test shouldn't happen again, and that shift says a lot. Now let's see what she says next.
Supervised by the court in Matagorda County. You understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yeah, so I have to bring my son back to the institute, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Fortunately, it's in the summertime. School's out. I know you're.
Yeah, but you can't keep explaining to a 5-year-old that you have to go get tested. You got to pull him out of school, and he's asking, "Mommy, I'm not sick. Why am I going to the doctor in front of everybody?" That's embarrassing.
Okay,
For a
ma'am.
situation that's unnecessary.
Okay, ma'am.
After all that drama, now she suddenly remembers details like the child being 5 years old. Anyone can see what's happening. She's just trying to avoid the DNA test. The reason doesn't really matter at this point. She knows this time the test will be done under court supervision, so there's no room for error. And if the result comes back negative again, she won't have anything left to say. So naturally, it raises the question, if everything is clear, then why avoid the test?
Okay, ma'am. First of all, the court date is July the 8th.
I understand that, but I'm saying initially I had to do that. Now I'm having to take him again somewhere to get tested, and he's not, in his mind, he knows, "Mommy, I'm not sick. What's going on with me?" You
Okay,
can't explain to a child, you have to go get tested for DNA.
And
He's
how old
5
is your
years
son?
old. He just turned 5. And do you
Okay.
think his dad called him? No, he didn't.
Okay, ma'am, please don't interrupt me. Let me address your frustration. Your son's 5. Okay? At 5 years old, you can pretty much just say, "Hey, we're just doing something." He's not going to the doctor. Okay? They're just going to do the DNA swab testing here. Okay? Or whatever testing they do. It'll be quick, it'll be done, it'll be finished.
A 5-year-old child isn't even aware enough to understand something like a DNA test. She could easily explain it in any simple way and get it done, especially when, as the judge said, it's quick and over in no time.
Okay, ma'am, do you understand? I'm
Yeah.
trying to resolve this. I cannot resolve it on evidence that is not reliable. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. If he comes back positive, that issue of paternity goes away. He's dad, end of story. We move on, we finish. I am going to finish this case. Do we understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yes.
Okay. And if the right thing turns out to be that Mr. Thigpen is not the father, then Mr. Thigpen, the right result is that Mr. Thigpen is not the father. If that's what the test shows, a reliable test. Do you understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yes.
How can the judge make any decision without solid evidence? On one hand, she's claiming the DNA test was flawed, then the obvious solution is to just do it again and clear everything up.
And then from there, because it's like a Y in the road, and we got to decide which way it's going. He's either daddy, and then we deal with child support, current and past, all that, we deal with it. Or he's not daddy. And if he's not daddy, he's out. And then we don't have to deal with any of that. Do you understand, Ms. Bernard?
Yes.
Okay, so let's not try the case without, unless we have to, and we'll see where we go. All right, any other questions, Ms. Bernard?
No.
Why doesn't she look happy? This is exactly what she was asking for, right? Or was it just about claiming the first DNA test was wrong, so the blame shifts onto the husband? Because now that the judge has ordered another test, her reaction is completely different, trying to delay something that should clear everything up. That does raise questions, and you can see it. She doesn't look confident or happy anymore. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Alright guys, we're gonna leave it there for today. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit subscribe before you head out, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.